Hi everyone, sorry I'm a little bit late. I don't know about this angle, but I think I have to do hiding my hair beneath a cap because it's quite bad. So yeah, can you hear me okay? Let me know, because I've got the microphone in and sometimes it plays up. So let me know, and I'm going to say hello to everyone. So we've got Mitch says hello. Lizzie Bean's here watching Wednesday and sipping coffee till the Queen Bean arriveth. I am here. I haven't watched Wednesday yet. I am interested to watch it. I will do. Hey John, John's here, and she says she might upgrade to an Irish coffee, and John says yes, booze, Lizzie Bet. Booze instead of dinner, says Lizzie Bet. Hey Scott, Scotty Bean's here, and Emily's here, and Scott says he ate too much, so sitting in discomfort, gluttony has a price. As long as you've got stretchy trousers on, or no trousers, you're fine. Yeah, so let me know, can you hear me okay, please? Because that's one thing I'm worried about with this microphone, because I know it does play up. Now, in the shot, you will see I bought a snack. I'm not going to eat on camera because that's gross, and I've already eaten too many of these. But I wanted to check with any of you. Thank you, Scott. I wanted to check if anyone's tried these yet. Hey, Christy. I have been seeing these in the shops and supermarkets only for about a month or so, I would say. And they've been tempting me. They're quite expensive. I don't know, like a couple of quid or so for like small biscuits, a packet of small biscuits. So I've been like, Liz has tried them. Oh my God, Claire, those are addictive. So I've been avoiding them. And then they were in my local shop and they were a bit cheaper than normal. Devilish. Christy says they look devilish. Yeah, they were a little bit cheaper than normal. And I don't know what happened. I went in with the intention of getting something sensible. I can't remember what it was now. And yeah, came out with these. Lizzie says, luckily they don't agree with me, so I'm forced not to buy them. And Drawn By is here, live biscuit sampling. Oh, don't. I've just done my teeth, so I can't because it's all minty at the moment. And I've eaten too many of them. Hey, Maddie. So yeah, I bought these not yesterday, the day before. They've got me through 2 12-hour day shifts, but they're nearly all done. In fact, there's 3 left. So I can't eat anymore because I had a little session on them earlier on today. But I will show you them. I can't believe I'm doing this. What is great about them is the biscuit to chocolate and caramel ratio is absolutely perfect. It's, you know how when you eat something that's a bit salty and a bit sweet at the same time, and I don't think the biscuit's exactly salty, but it almost is. Like, it's the biscuit itself is not that sweet, and so it perfectly counteracts the sweetness of the chocolate inside, and inside there is also some squidgy caramel, but not too much, so you can eat them one after the other without feeling sick. So I'm recommending that you don't try these if you haven't done already. And that was all. That's my blissful McVitie's Blissfuls. Are they with, I don't know, I thought they were Cadbury. They don't say what the chocolate is. I thought they were Cadbury. But it's good chocolate anyway. It's nice chocolate in there. Really yummy. I'll save those for last 3 for tomorrow. And John said something about biscuits and I missed it. John says, can't afford biscuits nowadays. Puddle water and soggy cardboard. Oh dear. Right then, I suppose we should talk about perfumes. So I think we're going to start with Eugene's new fragrance, which is already on my hand. I was sent the sample by Rich Mitch, so thank you to Rich Mitch for sending me the sample. We're going to find it over here. Yes, here we go. So it's called Desandra. Hey, Rich Mitch, what is that? A blue teddy bear? Desandra Don't know if that's going to focus. Probably not. Desandra. And this is the third one from Eugene's brand Les Abstraits. And Rich Mitch is offering to send samples out if anyone's interested. And yeah, so Rich Mitch sent this to me whenever it was it last week? And I really wanted to do it live, first sniff live, but I was either just starting or in the middle of my shifts, so I couldn't wait to do it now. So I smelt it straight away. So I sprayed it onto skin. I'm going to spray it now fresh onto the paper. I've already got it on the back of my hand, as I say. And I'm going to tell you what I first thought about it. Now, I don't know any notes, and I've deliberately not watched any other videos or live streams, because I know Ramsey's done a live stream, and I think there might be another one out there. So I deliberately haven't watched anything to have my opinion swayed in any way, or to point out something that I might or might not notice. So when I first spray it, now it's called Desandra. Let's talk about that for a minute. So Rich Mitch says it kind of means cinders. And when I Googled it, it came up with something like from flames or something like that in French. And I'm thinking phoenix rising from the ashes. So I'm guessing that's the inspiration behind this name, because obviously we had the first fragrance, which was Douleur Exquisite Pain, which is the breakup of a relationship, breaking of heart and spirit, I guess, for Eugene. And then Balaam, which I gather is him discovering his true beautiful soul that was always there, but that beautiful pure innocence and love, Balaam, beautiful soul. And then now I think this, because this is a very bold scent. Balaam was softer, muskier, cleaner maybe. So this feels like a bold statement to me, and it kind of fits with this Phoenix from the Flames image that I've got. So let's just check what you're saying. I think, okay. Right, so let's talk about how it smells. So when I first sprayed it, I sprayed it onto my skin, and it was smoky and green at the same time. So it reminded me actually of T-Rex from Zoologist a little bit. It reminded me of T-Rex, and I'm thinking note wise it might be Cade in there, because I know Cade is a big note in T-Rex. I've never smelt Cade on its own, so I don't know, but there's a real smoky green thing going on my skin, really smoky, although I noticed on paper it's not quite as smoky. And it's herbal, aromatic, so I'm guessing there's quite a lot of different green sort of herbal notes. I couldn't specifically tell you what, because I'm not brilliant at herbs. I don't use herbs in cooking really, not much anyway. I like chives. Are they herbs? I don't know. I don't think they are. They're kind of oniony. They're nice. Yeah, so to me it smells also a bit like tomato plants. I doubt that's a note, and I notice that some fragrances make me think of tomato leaf, tomato plants, when that isn't a note. So I don't know what it is that does that, but there's something in here that smells a bit like tomato plants. Tomato leaves. Hey Mia, lovely to see you. Listening as you iron. Working hard, working mama. Hey Tim, Tim's here as well. Good to see Tim. Yeah, but when I first sprayed it on, my skin earlier, I did pick out a bit of an animalic note at the same time. And I think I do get that now. I'm pretty sure there's some birch tar in here, something smoky leathery, So yeah, I'm going to guess birch tar as a note. So I'm going with something like tomato leaf, birch tar, various green aromatic herbs, some cade, some sort of incense like resin, something like that. I definitely get a little smokiness here. Is it, I'm trying to think, is it hot, is it cold? It's kind of both. Something warm about it, almost like, I don't think it's that spicy, but it's making me think of warm spices. But it's also quite cold, and I think that's the green notes make it quite cold, whatever the green stuff is. To me, it's leafy and it's herbal. But not herbal like lavender can be herbal, literally like green, the leaves of herbs, like real green, aromatic, peppery leaves. I think it's peppery. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure there's birch tar, but it's not really overdone. Like, it's not really leathery, and it's not really smoky, but it is quite smoky, I would say. Fairly smoky. It's not like the bomb that T-Rex is. Like, that is a fucking, excuse me. Oh, where did that come from? I'm not drinking, by the way. I'm not on the alcohol, so I've got no, I don't know where that just came from. I'm on squash. I think it's because I've not really spoken to people in a casual manner for a while. I've just been busy being my professional self with my colleagues. Believe that if you want. So yeah, Desandra. That's kind of all I can pull out of it at the moment. It's not my cup of tea. It's not my thing. I don't really do green anything, and I generally don't do anything that smoky. I don't mind a hint of smoke. It's not mega smoky. Yeah, I don't think the smoke's not a problem. It's not too smoky at all for me. It's just that it's green. It's quite green. And I think it's got a little bit of sweetness, but not, the sweetness comes from the aromatics, or it's not like it doesn't smell like there's vanilla. It doesn't smell like there's anything that sweet in here, which again, I always need a bit of sweetness. So yeah, this one's definitely not for me, but it still smells like a quality scent, as I expected it would, because of the first two were so good, and I knew it wasn't gonna be some crappy aroma chemical bomb. I think that was a given. Yeah, on the paper it's much fresher greenery, but I do smell something like a birch tar. I don't get anything citrusy from it. I don't think I get any flowers from it, although I thought I did earlier on my skin. But I'll be damned if I could tell you what that was. Yeah, I don't get any flowers. So I mostly get green notes of it's a very multi-textured, so it's not as boring as I'm making it sound. It's all different colours of green. It's like, it's a lot. It's a vivid jungle of different colours of green. Then a browny, beigey, smoky thing that's coming through and making it a bit more interesting as well. So it's multifaceted, it's interesting, but it's not me. In fact, I smelt Cuir de Russie, and it's making me think of the leather note in that, which I think is birch tar. I've actually got that, so I might as well spray that. I'm going to move you closer, if you don't mind. Let's find Cuir de Russie. Where is she? Yeah. So my fragrance friend Valentina sent me a load of samples, and one of them was Cuir de Russie. Let's just see, are we talking or are we all... Here we are. Christy says it sounds like it's hot but cool, like Eugene. Yeah. Loving the new hat. Thanks, Maddie. It's just such a lifesaver when you're having a bad hair day. Yeah, so I'm going to spray Cuir de Russie because something about Desandra reminds me a little bit of Cuir de Russie. Cuir de Russie is a floral leather, whereas I don't get any florals from Desandra. Whether they're there or not is another matter, but I don't pick them out at this stage. Cuir de Russie, I get beautiful iris and violet in the opening. It's gorgeous actually, but the leather doesn't take too long to come through, and then that kind of stops me from loving it. Oh, it's so nice though. Yeah, I can't remember. There's definitely other florals. There's possibly jasmine. I'm not really sure. Tim says, I love greens and I love leathers together and I'm sold. I think you will like it then, Tim. Yeah, Cuir de Russie is much more my thing just because it's got the florals in it, which are lovely, and a beautiful iris. It's violety and lovely and soft. But I do know that when I've tried it before, that birch tar starts to come through and then I stop loving it. Like the florals seem to take a back seat and the birch tar starts to take over and I stop loving it. But it's beautiful, the opening of Cuir de Russie. Has anyone tried it? This, I believe, is the EDP, the current formulation. And while we're on the subject of Chanel, I am going to talk to you about my 2023 wish list and how I'm going to proceed in terms of my buying, because I don't want to spend too much and buy too much. As some of you seen, I've done videos about trying to stop buying fragrances and how it ruins your life spending too much on unnecessary stuff. And so I've been quite slow buying really for the last good few months, I would say. And now I have a plan, an action plan for the year. Drawn by says, do you have a favourite suede or leather perfume? I generally don't like full-on leather, but I really love, so this is not really that leathery, I do really love Cuir Beluga, which is much more of a soft suede. I'm sure you know it. Much more of a really gentle, velvety, soft, plush suede than anything else. It's more vanilla than anything else. Francesca Bianchi's leathers are quite nice. I've got Lover's Tail, although it's kind of dirty though, so I don't wear it that often. So yeah, I don't really wear many leathers at all, or they have to be more like a suede. They have to be very soft. They have to kind of have like iris and be plushed up and just be very gentle for me to like them, because I'm such a girly girl. So what was I saying? My plan for 2023 buying is... So Sherry went on a no-buy. Top note, Sherry, she did a whole year of not buying any fragrances. So amazing. Well done to Sherry for doing that. I'm not doing that. I've got a couple of policies. I'm not going to be too strict. I'm not going to be really, really strict, but I've got, my first rule is 1 per month. So that means 12 perfumes that I purchase with my own money for the year. I'm not going to be really, really strict. If I end up buying 2 one month, then I'll just try and hold out until and the next month has gone by. So yeah, 1 per month. And I've also got a 1 in, 1 out policy as well, because I am finding that I'm a little bit daunted by what I have, and I don't have a massive collection. I think I'm under 100 bottles of fragrance, and I've been doing a bit of a declutter slowly as well. So I think I'm under 100 bottles, which is obviously ridiculous to the everyday person, but to most of you, that's actually not such a big number. Um, Lizzie says leather is such a sexy scent. Personally, Lizzie has on her wish list mouse, harvest mouse, and same one per month is my plan. Also, brilliant. Mia says that sounds like a good plan. And Maddie says I'm aiming to do one in, one out too. Elaine is here. Hi, Elaine. Yeah, let me know in the thing, the chat. Let me know what your plan is. Do you have a plan, or are you just happy doing your own thing? But have you got an idea how you're going to be doing your purchasing this year? And also, what is on your wish list? Now, I just said talking about Chanel. And I have a Chanel on my wish list, and this is because of Valentina, who just sent me the Cuir de Russie sample, and she sent me some amazing samples, by the way. And the one that I fell in love with and I have to have is Chanel 31 Rue Cambon. And I've already sprayed that one on this wrist. I mean, I can show you the sample, but it's like, what is the point, really? But I know you feel like you have to. There's a sample, 31 Rue Cambon. And yeah. John says, oh, Chanel. It's so funny. I am not a Chanel girl, and I never have been. And here I am. Just at the end of last year, I bought, or was it the end of the year? I can't remember. But very recently, I bought Coco Mademoiselle Intense, 100ml bottle that I've used half of now. So in less than 2 months, I have used 50 mils of Chanel Coco Mademoiselle Intense, although most of it has gone on my bed sheets. I just love spraying it. It's so bougie, but what the hell? God, I've got so much perfume. Why the hell not spray the bloody stuff? So I would spray it onto the pillow and just to the top of the sheets underneath, so that when I'm laying, I'm smelling it coming up. And I do wear it as well. I've worn it out. I wear it properly, like normal people do. But oftentimes I might just wear it on one arm. So I might put on my Coco Mademoiselle oil and then my Intense Parfum, Eau de Parfum on one arm, because I quite enjoy just wafting it and smelling it. It's so strange because I was never that much, just never really that into Coco Mademoiselle. So yeah, it's so strange. But I find it very addictive. I find it a bit comforting. And I do feel, I guess because it's Chanel as well, kind of like feel like it's a bit posh, even though it's one of my cheapest bottles. But it's Chanel, so it's recognisably luxury, isn't it? So yeah, and I've never really been a Chanel person. I never have been a Chanel person. And now, 31 Rue Cambon, I think I tried it before, but I just didn't fall in love before. And now I have. Okay. Christy says, better wait till your birthday month for the Chanel. Elaine says, I don't like Chanel Gabrielle, but on my wish list is 1957. Yes, I tried that quite recently. That's the one that's a little bit similar to Egoiste, isn't it? It's the sandalwood, ambre, quite punchy. I wasn't expecting such a punchy fragrance from an exclusive. Very nice though. A bit too punchy for me, very bold. Whereas Rue Cambon it's not like it's weak, but it's fluffy and soft and delicate. Although I do get some hints of, I actually get some hints of 1957 and what's the other one? Oh, it also kind of reminds me very, very subtly in the dry down, like a really subtle version of Chypre Palatin. So 31 Rue Cambon has the similar opening to Cuir de Russie. It has the sort of iris and violet opening. It has jasmine, but the jasmine's not sharp and screechy at all. It's all blended in so softly and lovely. It's very musky. There's not that many notes listed. I pick out more than is listed. I think there's sandalwood in here. Now there's on Fragrantica, there's woodsy notes or woody notes. On Chanel, they tell you almost nothing. They really don't give anything away on the Chanel website. Maybe they have done in the past, but the current description of it is very, very vague. So I think the Fragrantica notes seem pretty, they seem to match what I smell. I would say that I feel like I get sandalwood from it in the dry down. It is a chypre, but there's no oak moss listed. It's a labdanum, I think it's labdanum and patchouli for the chypre part. And I don't know if it does remind me of chypre palatin, and the reason I'd only just sniffed chypre palatin because I was talking to Valentina about it, and I was saying I think chypre palatin from MDCI. We were talking about MDCI in general, and I said I think that one is a masterpiece, and Valentina agreed, and so I ended up spraying it because I got two small decants. I ended up spraying chypre palatin, and enjoying it on my hand, and then the sample of this arrived and I tried it, and then as I got to the dry down, I don't know why I'm doing this, as I got to the dry down, it reminded me a little bit of chypre palatin, which I just refreshed my memory with sort of the day before, and this is much more subtle. The Chanel is much more subtle. Chypre palatin's quite intense, very heavy on the labdanum. I'd say that you can definitely smell that labdanum in here, but it's much more gentle. It's just lovely. Everything kind of caramelizes on your skin, and this gorgeous iris and violet hang around for so long. Although when you first spray it, there's bergamot. Well, there's a listed note of bergamot, but to me, when you very first spray 31 Rue Cambon, I smell sherbet lemons. So you know sherbet lemons. If you're from the UK, you definitely know sherbet lemons. So they're like these yellow boiled sweets, hard candy if you're from America, with a little bit of lemon sherbet in the middle. So you have to suck, and eventually you get to the sherbet. If you keep on sucking, you eventually get some sherbet out of it, believe it or not. And but it reminds me of the outside of the sherbet lemon. So it's kind of like a very smooth and rounded, lemony, sweet note that I get from the opening, which is just listed as bergamot. Right, let's have a catch up. John says Missia and Le Lion are gorgeous from Chanel. Mia says Le Lion is a beauty. I enjoy it on him more than on me. I found Le Lion massively overpowering and bold. It really is not. I can appreciate it. It's good. It's nice. Far too bold for me. I seem to like things quite subtle these days. Lizzie says she wore Missia the other evening. It's the only Chanel so far I've connected to. I used to have I think I bought a partial bottle of Missia, and I really did enjoy it, and then I got bored of it and I sold it. I feel sad about that now. Mia says I got Chanel from the Christmas exclusives. Didn't even open it yet. Tell us more about that. Okay. Lizzie says suck. We're talking about lemon sherbets. Come on. So so basically Chanel 31 Rue Cambon is on my wish list for 2023, and it's one per month. And the thing is, if I see a good deal, I'm going to buy it, even if I've just bought a perfume. So let's tell you what I've just bought. So I'm going on my payday. My payday's in the middle of every month, so I'm going to take that as my sort of like restart in the next month. So I've just got paid. Yeah, just got paid, and I've already bought. I was umming and ahhing. It's like track down Rue Cambon, or also on my wish list is Belle Âme from Eugene, and I'm gonna get that definitely. And then the other thing was Le Maroc Pour Elle from Tower. And I nearly the amount of time that's in my basket, like that's in my basket now. I was thinking of I nearly ordered it today from Mr. Tower directly, because I'm going to France next, is it this week? Next week. Going to France next Saturday. So just under a week. I'm going to France to see my mum, and you can get Tower to deliver to France. You can't get it to the UK, you can get it to France. And it's cheaper directly from Andy Tower than it is from Les Senteurs. But when I had to add the €12 postage stopped me. Who else has done that? I know it's a thing, isn't it? So many people do it. You start, you've got a basket full of shopping and online, and you're going to buy it, and it's ridiculously unnecessary stuff and expensive. But then they want a shipping of £6, and you're like, fuck that, I'm not doing that. So yeah, that happened to me today. If I'd have just bought it without shipping, it was about 100 I think it works out about 140 quid, and I was gonna do it, and then I thought I'd get free shipping, and it was €12 for the shipping, and I thought, well, I can get it from Les Senteurs and for the same price, and then I can do it whenever, whereas I have to time it so I need it to get to my mum's house in time for me to pick it up, and then I've got to fly home with it. And so yeah, I didn't buy it. But what I did buy instead, Teone Reinthal has a thing at the moment. She's put it on Instagram. She's launching some new fragrances, and she's giving away a sample set of them if you buy a bottle from any bottle from her website, I think. So I thought, well, now's a good time, because I've been meaning to buy some. I haven't bought anything from Teone's site for a little while. Not that I need anything, because I have quite a lot of Teone's perfumes now. But I did order something. Let's see, we've got some comments here. Oh, Barry's here. Hey, Bazza. Lovely to see you. Lizzie says the last fragrance I bought is on its way. Nuit Blue from that's from Maison Violet. Totally blew me away. Even though it's iris centric, it's so beautiful. Goes lipsticky on me, but with delicate citric brightness. I remember that. I had a sample of that, and it was lovely. It's really beautiful cologne to me, from memory. A cologne style fragrance with a lovely fluffy iris going through it. John says, well, yes, the shopping is mental. Amouage, you have to spend at least £50 and £7.50 on top, and they absolutely make sure it can't possibly cost £50. So John was saying you can't even get them to ship it to you until you go over a particular price point. So yeah, that's a pain. That's a real pain. Yes, so what was I saying? Yes, so I've ordered from Teone's site today, and I have ordered, what's it called? Sacred Ground Nectar. So I already have Sacred Ground, which is a beautiful, it's a sweet sandalwood fragrance with, it's got honey myrtle, which I think is like a honeyed herb or flower or something. Can't remember what else is in it, but it's stunning. I absolutely love it. It's an amazing, it smells a bit like warm Coca-Cola, a bit spicy. I don't know, it's just amazing, and it develops and it lasts, and it's really strong. But it's, to me, it's like the perfect fragrance to wear outdoors. It's obviously, it's natural, they're all natural, There's something so grounding. It's called Sacred Ground as well. There's something so grounding about it. And it sounds like a cliche, but it really is. And I just love it. And I've probably used about half my bottle, and I'm quite cautious with it and quite careful with it. And this new version, Sacred Ground Nectar, oh, it's Baronia. It's got Baronia in it. But the original has Baronia. This new version has more Baronia, which is this Australian flower. And it has less or maybe none of the honey myrtle. And I can't remember, there might be some other slight difference. And Teone actually wrote to me after I ordered it and said it's not that different. This is all I've done. Like these are the only differences. And I said, well, excuse me. I'm sort of need to. I'm at some point going to need to buy another a bottle of Sacred Ground. So if it's not that different, it's no great shakes. But yeah, I don't mind, because I really love Sacred Ground. I think I kind of differ. My favourites from Teone can vary. There's about 3 that jostle for hot spot, and Sacred Ground is right up there. I really love it. So that's what I've ordered, and I'll get to then try the new ones that she's releasing, which is really exciting. So yeah, that's my first purchase of the year. It's from Teone. And then yeah, on my wish list, so we've got the Belle Âme from Les Abstraits and Le Maroc pour Elle, Chanel 31 Rue Cambon, and they're really the only ones on my wish list at the moment. And I'm desperately hunting to find another fragrance that I want to buy, because you know that they just come along anyway, don't they? You accidentally just stumble upon, someone sends you a sample, and then suddenly you have to have it. So I'm definitely not trying to hunt down any more to put on my wish list. I think we all know that they just happen, don't they? So if you haven't shared already what's on your wish lists, let me know. Put them in order, favourites first, and see what you all want. John says Sacred Ground is quite lovely. I actually reread your review on Instagram of that today, because I was searching for any reviews of, I need to bring this down a little bit. I was searching for any reviews of Sacred Ground Nectar, to trying to figure out what it's all about and if anyone's reviewed it, but I couldn't find any. But I did find yours, John, of Sacred Ground, which I'd already read before because I'd liked it already, but I reread it because it's been a while. And yeah, always interesting to get other people's thoughts and opinions and stuff. Sorry, I think it's time for some squish. And so yeah, let me know how are you doing your buying? Have you got any thoughts on that if you haven't shared it already? I don't know what this Liberty Beauty Drop is, Elaine. I think Tracy knows. Tracy's talking about it. Oh, Tracy, hi, by the way. Nice to see you. Lizzie says, sounds like a good and achievable number for your wish list, Claire. Hope you get them all. There's tons I want to try, but I really need to start enjoying everything I have. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, even just these last week or so, because I've been sent samples. I got sent samples by you, Lizzie, by John, and by Valentina. So that's 3 packets of samples. And at the same time, Harvest Mouse arrived, which I'm not complaining about any of it, by the way. But it becomes overwhelming to get your nose on everything and to really to form any kind of opinion or review of anything. Is quite you've obviously got to take your time, and it can just be overwhelming because you're like, you're like a kiddie in a candy shop. If you've got a load of samples, you want to just smell them all. And it can be very difficult to slowly, just, methodically work your way through these things when you're just excited. So, yeah. But talking of which, I didn't bring it down. I forgot to bring it down. But I am wearing today Harvest Mouse for my evening scent from Zoologist. So, yeah, that's lovely. I've had it on about, how long? Couple of hours, I would say. Still definitely, I can still smell it wafting up. Yeah, it's God, got a bit of a cough coming back. Like, I thought I was over it, but yeah. So Harvest Mouse, where are we? Here. It's so calming. Harvest Mouse is, I don't think it's massively developing on my skin. To me, I would say I would call it a vanilla scent, but it's a really lovely, soft, airy, like, I was thinking earlier, if you take cream, not sweetened cream, normal cream, and then you whip it up with a really clever machine, one of those kitchen things, maybe one of those really like retro looking. Doesn't really matter what your kitchen machine looks like, but let's imagine it's beautiful, because why not? You take your beautiful kitchen appliance and you whip up the cream. You whip it up with so much air into it, and that's the sort of texture that I get. It's full of air. It's so not, I wouldn't say it's exactly creamy, but it kind of is. But it doesn't smell like cream. But it's that texture of whipped. It's whipped. It's full of air. It's fluffy. It's floaty. It's cloud-like. Lizzie described it as graham. No, not graham crackers. What are they called? It's a cereal, warm cereal and milk, and I totally, it's a comfort thing. It's like so comforting. Let me just see these comments here. Right, so Elaine says this beauty drop thing from Liberty, you put £20 away every month, and every 3 months you get sent a box of goodies. You can do what you want. Once I've saved over 120, I'm going to spend it on fragrances. So you're giving the store your money, but they're not charging you for these freebies. And then at the end of it, the money's already at the store, and you choose to buy with it what you want. I think. Tell me if I'm wrong or right there. Lizzie says that yes, exactly. If you're trying samples and you're not able to relax into your own stash, the struggle is real. Maddie says, so many on my wish list, but Gold Spot, Libertine Neroli, Dynasty, Jacques, Night Flower, and 11 Candles in Antwerpen come to mind. Night Flower, remind me what that one is. Tim says, tomorrow I hope I'm getting my mini of Vintage Derby and a vintage full bottle of Equipage by Hermes. Right now, my smell training means I'm smelling juicy couture. So Tim's still positive with COVID. He just told me in a private chat, and trying to get a sense of smell back. I can't even imagine like the pain of that. I couldn't cope. Victor says, hi Claire, I also jumped at Teone's great promotional offer. I ordered a body tree. I was thinking about that as well. I've got a little bit left in my sample, and it is so beautiful, but I have so many stunning florals from Teone, or not that. It's a different kind of floral, Sacred Ground. On my wish list at the moment are La Rhapsodie Noire from Dusita, and Stardust and Make Someone Happy by Annette Nufer. Annette Nufer is another all-natural perfumer. Elaine says Lillian. Oh, Killian. Killian is on my wish list. Anyone in particular, Elaine? Golden Grahams is a cereal that Lizzie described. I know that she wasn't being completely literal, I think. I guess it's more like that feeling and that comforting, and that sort of slightly honeyed sweetness of Golden Grahams and warm milk. And Alicia's here. Good to see you, Alicia. She says Moon Carnival was in the last Liberty Beauty drop. Smells a lot like vintage poison. I'm missing out here. I need to do this Liberty thing. Is it too late? Do you how does it work? Can you start at any time? I'll research it. You don't have to tell me. It's fine. Night Flower is from Eris. Okay, I still need to test Eris. I don't think I've tried anything from them. No, I don't think I have. Christy said she just got a smell back. It took about 2 weeks after her symptoms were gone. So yeah, Tim, hopefully you'll be all right. You just have to, just keep. I think if you keep on smelling strong stuff, smell coffee, keep smelling strong stuff, and hopefully you'll get there very, very soon. Let's go back to Eugene's fragrance. So on my skin, I think there might be vetiver in here, which is a new note. I've not said that one yet. I haven't thought that one yet, but I think it now. I feel like I get a dry vetiver similar to the one in Terre d'Hermès. So yeah, I'm going for that dry, rooty, woody vetiver. So my guess is so far for Eugene's new fragrance, Desandras, is Cade, vetiver, some green notes. I don't think it's galbanum though. Galbanum is really dry and it irritates me, and I don't pick that out here. But I'd say there's various herbs in here, maybe a little bit of some kind of warm spice, and some birch tar. So yeah, maybe there's a dry sandalwood, but I think I wouldn't stake any money on that. I think it's vetiver that I'm smelling here. Could be other woods, of course. I'm not that brilliant at picking out different woods, but it wouldn't surprise me if there was a dry sandalwood or a cedar, something like that, but nothing too dark. It's it's not dark heavy woods. I don't pick out anything like that. I don't pick out anything like oudi. There is something slightly rubbery. But I don't know what that is. Something a bit rubbery, but that might be the birch tar, which I say the birch tar of my imagination, because I don't know any notes, but I'm pretty sure that there's birch tar. But I don't know what the green notes are. I'm not brilliant at herbs. But it's definitely aromatic, a little bit dry, a little bit smoky, green, really multi-layered, lots going on. If this was a designer fragrance, it would be for men, without a shadow of a doubt. I don't pick out anything sweet or anything floral. Is that, yeah, it does kind of, it's the sort of thing that Dan, Mr. Smelly, would love. So it got a vintage feel, like a vintage gentleman's fragrance, but it's quite punchy though. It's not a cologne, you know, it's not a citrusy cologne at all. It's like 70s or 80s men's fragrance. Yeah, I think that's it really. I think that's all I can say. I'm not getting much changing on the skin, except that I really feel like vetiver has really come out, and I didn't pick that up at all earlier. So I think it was smokier earlier and maybe greener earlier. Now it's a bit more woody and a bit drier. I don't pick out any of those scratchy aroma chemicals that I hate. So for those of you that are like me, you'll be pleased to know. I don't know what, something is really irritating I don't know if my chest, there's something in here that just wants me to cough, which doesn't make for good videos or live streams or whatever. Okay. Elaine says, regarding the Liberty Beauty drop thing, there was a wait list but open again at the moment. Love Don't Be Shy is what I'm thinking of getting. Oh, very nice. Beautiful. Yeah, I like the sound of that. So you get a load of free stuff and you just have to put the money in there and then at the end buy something with it. That sounds good. Although obviously you then buying something at full retail, which I just very rarely do. Very, very rarely do that. So that might be a bit of a but you've put the money in there anyway and you got a load of nice free stuff. Yeah, okay, I see it. I do. I definitely see it. I'm interested, although it's not ideal for me to know about this at the moment because I'm trying really hard to be good because I've got my mortgage. Well, I've actually got my mortgage chat tomorrow on the phone. Mortgage up for it's not up for changing until June, July. So, but they're trying to get everyone done as quickly as possible. The sooner you lock in a deal, the better chance you've got of getting it while the interest rates, or I'd say the interest rates are low. While the interest rates are lower than they're likely to be in a few months' time. So my thing that I'm doing at the moment is just trying to save as much money as I can so I can borrow less this time around. Just trying to be sensible, you know. It's about bloody time at 45. So that's why I'm also sort of like have been on a slow buy for a while, and why I have this new policy, one in, one out. Although that one in, one out thing isn't going to be strictly every time I buy something I have to sell something. And basically every time I think about getting rid of anything, I'll just sell it. And so I'll know that as long as I've sold 12 bottles or more this year, which is going to happen, then I've done the one in, one out. As long as I stick to one per month, and that's it. And that's the only thing I'm doing. Not really. Don't want to get any too technical, don't want too many rules. Don't like rules. Alicia says, I actually don't know what's going on. So Terry who's Kai's Perfumes, I haven't sort of seen anything from her or don't know what's going on, and obviously don't share it if it's personal. But Alicia's asking if I'll just read it out. Hi Claire, would it be cheeky to ask to send positive vibes over to Terry in case she sees this? So Terry is Kai's Perfume. So if you know her fragrances, obviously she needs some positive vibes at the moment. So of course we'll send our positive vibes and love over to Terry. Okay, it's flooding in California. Right, sorry, I don't watch the news. I know it's really ignorant of me, but I stopped. Well, I don't have telly. I've only got Netflix, and it's only what comes up on my phone. So I'm really out of touch with anything that's going on in the world, which I think kind of helps me. It wasn't an intentional thing. But yeah, I do. Not knowing kind of helps you from feeling all the terrible emotions that you feel when you hear what's going on in the news. So yeah, sorry for my ignorance about that. So in California is Terry from Kai's, and they've got some flooding over there. So obviously positive thoughts and yeah, what's the word? I'm not sure, but if you're religious, then obviously send prayers and love and all of that stuff to Terry and everyone in California. Sorry about that. I didn't know anything about it. So yeah, I am crap. Lizzie says, Heart Man. I'm not sure. Harvest Mouse. Oh, okay. You must be correct in a previous comment. Here we go. Lizzie says, one in, one out is a good policy. I really need to declutter and get the number down, but I'm currently loving everything I own. But if Harvest Mouse is coming in, one has to go. yeah, yeah, it can be tough. But yeah, I think good on you for doing, yeah, for doing that one in, one out as well. I think it's a sensible thing to do because it can feel overwhelming to have too much stuff, and it's easy to keep adding and adding and adding stuff, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my god, I'm never going to be able to get through, I'm never going to be able to wear all this stuff. And yeah, I don't know, there's sort of mixed emotions that come with buying too much stuff or having too much stuff, which is of course hashtag first world problems. There's so many people that don't have enough of the basic stuff. So yeah, it's definitely not something to complain about. What we should keep it in check because it can be a problem. I will look at the news and see what's going on, and it sounds like it's quite bad. It's not just a few flooded gardens, I take it. So yeah, sounds awful. Yeah, so I think I'm kind of running out of steam, if you can't already tell. If anyone wants to say anything or finish with a comment or a question, do so now. Forever hold your peace. I feel like I feel like I might cough a few more times, and I'm just kind of tired. I've just done 4 12-hour day shifts, so it stands to reason I'm tired because I never get enough sleep when I'm working, ever. It's just something that's not, it's not good. It's not easy to get decent sleep when you work shifts. And yeah, I just really struggle to make myself go to bed early enough, and then to get up at, you know, 5 something in the morning is hard. I'm not a morning person. I'm really not. I'm not one of those grumpy people. Some people, they're like, I'm not a morning person, like, and they'll give you a steely look in the morning if you so much as say hello to them. I'm not like that. I'm not. I'm still nice in the mornings, but I'm quiet, and I'm not. Yeah, I take time to wake up. I like to have several cups of coffee and slowly wake up as the morning begins, especially in these really dark winters. Like, it's so dark in the morning for hours. If you get up at 5, like, it's dark for hours, and then you're finished, like, you're not even near finishing your job, and it's getting dark again, and you like have to put the light on, and it's like, it's so dark, and just just doesn't make you feel particularly awake or lively, I think. um, Lizzie says, I do avoid the news myself, which is bad. Perfume is here to lift the spirits again. Lizzie says, I'm a terrible morning person, the worst. Definitely a night owl. I can imagine you are a bit of a grump in the mornings, Lizzie. Yeah, the dark is the worst. Roll on spring, says Alicia. God, my God, roll on spring. I can't wait. But I see, I wouldn't say I get depressed, right? I'm not. I don't get depressed, but the winters really affect me. I don't like going out in the cold. I don't like going out in the rain. I don't like going out in the dark, and so I don't leave my house as much as I should. I'll just avoid it, and I don't. So then I'll be like, I'm not going shopping because it's raining. So then I don't have any food, and then I get takeaway, and then I start gaining weight, and then I feel even worse. So it's all, and yeah, I've kind of decided I want to move to the south of Spain, somewhere near Cadiz, which is the oldest city in Spain and potentially the oldest city in Western Europe. And it looks beautiful, and it's on the sea, and it's not that far from like Malaga and Gibraltar and all that, and it looks beautiful. So I think I'm going to start exploring southern Spain, and I'm just going to bugger off there, I think. Yeah, because it won't be like mega hot all the time, but it'll be a lot warmer. The summer will be longer, the spring will be longer, and then the winter and autumn will be shorter and more palatable. So Yeah, I want to go Spain. um, Christy says Spain. Ooh, you need to do a trip, and we need a vlog of it. Yeah, I kind of like want to. I don't really drive abroad. I've driven abroad a couple of times just for like little short trips, and there was one time many years ago when I had a very minor accident that cost me quite a lot of money on in a hire car, and so I just generally avoid driving abroad. But I want to get over my fear so that I can drive down to Spain and explore it and just explore the coast and fantasize about where I'm going to live. And say fantasize, no, plan. I'm going to plan where I'm going to live, because I'll be a healthier person in a country that's warmer and brighter. So yeah, I'm doing it for my health. Um, John is obviously babysitting because he says, "Is it wrong to give a child a nightcap just to assist sleeping?" Do you know what, John? It used to be normal, like when we were babies. I like to put a bit of brandy in your milk to get you to shut up and go to sleep. Um, John says it's a joke before social services burst through the doors. Lizzie says, "You are truly a sun. You are a sun lady. So if it makes you feel better, then you should go to where you connect to. I want to go to Iceland." Sherry's here. Hey Sherry, I am just you're logging on. I am just about to log off because I'm running out of battery. Not my phone, me. um, so yeah, I'm getting a bit tired now. So I am going to bugger off. But Sherry, thanks for popping in. Hopefully you can watch some of it back. I think I've covered everything I meant to cover. So yeah, I'm done. I am done. So yeah, thank you everyone so much for watching and chatting and stuff. And I will catch you all soon. It's been quite a while since I did a live stream. I'll try not to leave it so long. And I'm going to be in France next week. I will try and live stream from France if I can, from my mum's new house. So that'll be exciting. And yeah, see you all very, very soon. So bye.